Are you seeing the presentation or just me? Over.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Okay. Can you see me in the little box?
Yes, we can.
Great, because I wanted to introduce myself. So I know that you
All
just did
right. Awesome.
just I appreciate that very much about my bio, my background. But I wanted to share a little bit about who I am and how I think this is helpful for the role of youth here in Africa. I consider myself someone who is inquisitive, innovative, brave, sometimes unsure, human. I come from a legacy that looks different from the way things are going now, especially coming from ancestors that didn't have the opportunities that many of us have now, as many of us would understand, particularly being here on the continent. And I see that in a lot of the youth today. I, based on what you just said, I was chuckling to myself because I'm not you anymore, but those who are on the call, I realized that I wanted to take a minute to talk to you from more of an inspirational stance as opposed to let's talk about work plans and ideas and emerging technologies and what does this mean for academia, what does this mean for my next internship, do I need a mentor, all of these things that we talk about on the daily. But who are you and who are you at your core? When you're thinking about digital health, when you're thinking about health data transformation, when you're thinking about the shifts here on the continent and how everything aligns, who are you in that big picture? What part do you play? If you desire to play a part, because it's a choice too. And I think that I wanted to come from that angle, if that's okay. I use the word virtues here, but you may want to call it something else. But I wanted to share these 7 elements of the role of young people in digital health here on the continent and related domains, okay, that I wish I knew when I was a youth coming up in the field of technology in 2000. So at the brink of the new millennium is when I decided to get into the tech space. So I think that's kind of sharing a little bit of my age now, but I was 17 at the time. And I can say that this field has been particularly rewarding and life-changing. And it's such an honor and a privilege, such a pleasure to be doing such work here on the continent of Africa. I'm African American. I am from the US. I also hold Sierra Leonean citizenship. I have had the most profound years of my career over the last 8 years since living in Africa. I was at the CDC in Atlanta as a federal employee, and they asked me to go to Malawi. And I didn't hesitate, and it was the best decision of my career. So I went to Malawi. I worked with PEPFAR projects, electronic medical records for HIV and TB. I did some CRBS work with the National Registration and Birth and Death Registration. And from there, went to Liberia, Uganda, Rwanda, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and now I am back in Rwanda. It has been such a dream and such a privilege for me to be on the continent working with such talent. The talent is here. The talent is known. And first of all, I like to really just give a round of applause to all of you. If you're on this call, that means that you have the vision, That means you have the interest, and that means that you can add to everything that's happening here that needs you. So I wanted to just start there, that you're needed. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about who you are as an individual, and what does that mean for your goals in digital health, your studies in digital health, your upcoming graduate studies, or maybe you're already doing some of that, your internships, the projects that you're working on, the ideas that you have. Who are you as an individual, and what does that mean towards what value you can add to this space? That comes from you. I think it's really important for us to realize that this isn't a one size fits all. We all have our own strengths, we have our gaps, we have our interests, and we have things that we just may not want to ever touch. And that's okay. However, it's really important for us to take a moment too and think about what this means for our legacy. And when I say legacy, I mean forward, but also behind us. As I mentioned, our parents and our grandparents, I mean, they didn't have what we have now in the sense of just the evolution of everything. This is such a fast changing time, and we're a part of it. So the technological shifts in these times, are you desiring to be a part of that? In what way? What strengths do you have that can assist with it sustaining or continuing to evolve? But and so I do also want to share to never forget who you are and never forget where you come from. Continue being proud. I know for me, when I'm looking in the chat and everyone's saying where they're calling in from, or I'm at a conference and everyone's representing in their traditional attire, and all that matters. Your culture, your social status, regardless of economic status, it matters, and everyone is needed. And those are the unique outlets we have because we are the world, essentially. So when opportunities come about, my recommendation is to welcome them. I know it can be daunting, right? It can be, one can say, well, I don't qualify for this, or I'm not perfect at that, or I need a little bit more work in this area, or we start this feeling like we're imposters. But no, we're not imposters. If you have interests and there's an opportunity, yes, there are some variables that need to be in place. We have to be realistic about that. But there's also that wanting there. And when you're going for an opportunity, if it does not work out, what did you learn? It's okay to ask questions. Hey, how could I have presented myself better? How could I have explained this in a way that would have been conducive to what you're seeking? But it's also important for, and this goes with alignment and mutuality, it's also important to know that when we are in a forum, it's not just a one-way street. For example, I'm speaking to you right now, but in the back of my head, I see this as a dialogue. Like you're not responding per se at the moment, but hopefully you're thinking of some things for yourself. And that's what I mean by dialogue. And I think it's important to remember that when you're doing interviews, when you are submitting project work. Yeah, it's for them to gather information about you, but it's also for you to share information and see if it works for you as well. Okay? It's important for us to validate our strengths and maneuver as necessary. And when I say maneuver, I'm referring to, if I'm not good at something, I'm just not good at it. And I'm going to say that, like, yeah, this is not my thing. This person over here has that strength. These are my gaps. They can help fill my gaps. I can help fill in these areas. But I have interest in that, so can I just watch how they do that? So it's okay to be honest. It's okay to say, I don't know. Or you know what, so-and-so is better. Maybe that person should take this on. And there's a lot of respect that has come to me in my career when I've been honest about what I can and can't do, or what I have interest in or don't. Because then you're not wasting time or financial resources either. You want it to be a win-win. So when an opportunity does come along, see what's in it for yourself. It's okay to say, you know what, this gives me an opportunity to work with this team. This gives me an opportunity to learn this type of topic. And this is what I can give as well. It's a two-way street. So I wanted to talk really quickly about comfort zones. Only you know your thresholds. You know, like I said, what you're good at, what you're not. I do understand that the emerging technology topics can be overwhelming sometimes. And I'm telling you, like, you all are blowing me away, because when I came into the field, all of this just was not here at all. In fact, it wasn't even called digital health. And so I know that even though now I'm an expert in health policy and governance, systems implementations, and electronic medical records or mobile health systems as well, I'm also an explorer of other topics that I am not a specialist as. I may never be a specialist at, but I can at least aid in the conversation. So it's not that you have to choose a specialty and be in that forever, or this is your thing and that's it. You can explore, and it's okay. And there are topics that are maybe not, okay, this is a health foundation, but digital health touches those topics too, and that's what's listed here. And by insecurities, I'm referring to economic insecurities, food insecurities, all of that as well. Digital health is there. And we've seen a lot from the pandemic where there are topics in private sector, public sector organizations that are not even health organizations that now have digital health personnel on their staff. Does anyone want to write in the chat any other buzzwords that you know of right now? I know we have like AI and all of that, but what are some other buzzwords that you're hearing about or that you may have interest in or not be sure about? And it's okay if you're writing, it's okay, I'll keep going, but I'll look at it in a little bit. So I wanted to just ask that you just take a look around the world, even since you started having interest in a clinical domain, a technology domain. Maybe some of you are more in the business or policy domain. I don't want to make an assumption that everyone here is a technology person, and that's okay. Everyone's needed for the big picture. But in 1999, December 31st, if you looked at the news, because there was no social media was kind of just coming out, I believe. Maybe it came out in the mid 90s or so. I wasn't on it, but like Yahoo and AOL was saying, you know, the world's coming to an end. The computers won't be able to change the date to the year 2000. Oh my God, the world, everything's going haywire. So I was closing my eyes. I'm 17. I closed my eyes. And then, you know, you're looking at the time when it's almost the new year. And it's like the clock struck 12. It was midnight. And then you just like open your eyes and you're like, we're all still here. Everything's okay. Wait. Like, oh, I don't hear anything. Nothing's happening. When I realized that commotion of the world, I knew what I was going to major in when I went to college the next term. I knew that there was something about this tech space that was important, that was such of interest, such of an investment, because the world noticed that the world was apparently coming to an end with computers crashing and all of this stuff that was supposed to happen that did not happen. So we're thinking about time as well. And we've learned that through the pandemic. We really had to, in a lot of ways, for those that are working projects and internships and even students, you've seen how things had to pretty much stop. And if you didn't have your plans in place, you had to create them. There were new strategies created, contingencies, all of that. Access to care changed, how data was derived and allocated changed, and what evidence looks like changed as well. It's important for us within that to understand that there could be alternative methods to our goals. So, and that was something we learned from the pandemic and all of those, is that there are alternative methods that we can try or that we can share with others. If you have ideas, please share those ideas, write it down. It does not matter if it sounds like, oh, I saw on social media, so-and-so's already doing this, or this organization is they already have that project out. Oh, someone already thought of this. Really? If we think about it, the requirements, when we gather requirements before, when we're getting buy-in and all of this, when we're gathering requirements all through, it's not to say that the rules and the algorithms of what you're going for is the same as something else. And I think that's why we do these landscape analysis and these root causes to understand what is different about what I'm thinking innovation-wise. So it's important for us to know our craft. Even within that, when you're having those ideas of, oh, this is something I'm thinking about, I might want to get some friends together and we talk about it, and some of my classmates or some of you may be fresh in your careers, it's okay to own your space. Your title might not say that you are an executive or a leader, but you're a leader. And you're a leader because this goes back to the beginning with courage. It's within, but it's up to you to know when to lead and when to practice humility and following. Be teachable. Again, it's okay to say, I don't know this, but if you show me, I can work it out, you know, and that's important with mentors. I mentor, but I'm also a mentee. But I can say that I've learned so much from those that I mentor. I'm sure I've shared a lot with them, but they changed me as well. Again, it goes back to the win-win situation. And then when we think of scale, we're thinking of how we're evolving a system or a product or something. Not necessarily, it's the big picture of it and the ultimate outcomes and how are we aligning to it internally. What did I learn from the beginning of this until the end when we're sunsetting or we're transitioning this over to a Ministry of Health? Or what have I learned scale inside of me for my career, for my longevity? I might stay in digital health. I might decide to go to law school and work on health policy. I might decide that kind of thing. It's okay. I've seen it all in my career. I've seen people go to medical school. I've seen people go and get PhDs, and some people decided this wasn't their field and they moved on to something else. It's okay. So I just wanted to share, and this goes back to it's okay to change your mind. So I went to school for computer science, had really good mentors, decided to go for biomedical engineering, PhD program. I was on a full scholarship. I was a Bill Gates scholar. So Bill Gates paid for undergrad and grad school. And I said, okay, I'll go get my PhD in biomedical engineering. This is what I'm doing. And I get there and I'm just like, I don't want to make a device. I just don't. I want to tell it what to do. I did not want to. I'm very good at that type of thing, at manufacturing something, very good at it. But it wasn't me. I just didn't want to do the whole engineering thing. But I wanted to write the rules for it. And I wanted to train on the use of it. And that's how I changed my major to biomedical informatics, left with a master's, and then went and got work experience before going back for a doctorate. That worked for me. I did self-evaluation. I understand that may not be an option for everyone. And I understand there's a lot of pressure when you're in school, when you're coming to your first job, when you're scared to maybe switch to a new job. There's a lot of pressure from family, from everyone who's like they're counting on you. And that's a lot. I've been there. But it took me to self-reflect, to continue my own knowledge as I could, to set my goals and be realistic, but also to be balanced and not lose myself. Being in this field of digital health, or any field, it could be anything, requires us to filter out what works for us. Some things we have no choice on. We have to survive. We have to make decisions quickly. Again, we have people counting on us to make something happen. But with teamwork, communication, that art can come to life within. And that's part of the courage as well. So for number 7, what's in the moment for you right now? If you take a look at what your habits are, how does the outlook, your end story, your goal, like you've made it, you're where you want to be. How does that align to where you are now, that outlook? And what does this world of data have to do with it? We're all data. Data is all around us. I've been talking right here, and somebody somewhere is calculating something, analyzing, somebody's collecting data incorrectly, somebody's like, all of these things are happening in the moment, in the now. So what's the rush? I think a lot of times it's resources, financial resources, human resources. There's a quick shift, or at least it seems. And I think with that, it's okay to sit in the moment sometimes. I know it's nice to say, oh, I'm going to the next best thing. Let me go fast to the next best thing. It's okay to sit in the moment. It really is. And this goes back to being an expert in something, or also being an explorer, and that's okay too. So in the now, what we need, and I think what's really pertinent and necessary for the youth to assist with, because you all are the leaders now, you all will continue to be, your voice is, not having your voice is a detriment to mankind. Governance, legislation, access to care, huge issues with privacy and security on the continent, and that's in just the general health space, but also in the data space. You can assist with that. You're needed for that. And again, it doesn't matter if you're on the tech side, the medical side, business, education, policy, all of that. So this courage isn't the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. You know, it's really important for us to conquer what this fear is. And I thank Nelson Mandela, the late Nelson Mandela, for this quote, because that's within us. And I think this starts with the courage that I mentioned from the beginning. And if you take a moment to really kind of think about that, what is it that you would desire to do that you haven't gotten a chance to? Or what's your dream job, or your dream project, or what's something that's broken that you know needs to be fixed? These are things we can think about. as we have courage. This is my last slide. I thank you very much. I did not take time. I may be over. If I am, my apologies, but thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brown, for that inspiring speech and perspective you just brought into the discussion today. I think it's quite interesting to hear all of those gems that you shared. And I think those words really resonated with us all, reminding us as young people of the immense potential that actually lies within our reach and the importance of self-awareness, reflection, collaboration, innovation, perseverance in driving positive change. And and also looking around you to say, oh, what can I do to make my community better? As you've mentioned, mutuality, win-win for yourself and for your community. So I think this is really an interesting speech that you've dropped today, and I believe our network members would carry this wisdom and inspiration and channel it into action, working together to overcome challenges, seize opportunities, and at the end of the day, make a lasting impact on healthcare in Africa. So on behalf of the entire network and my team, I extend our sincere appreciation to you for gracing us with your presence and for your invaluable contribution to today's event. Thank you so much, Dr. Brown. Do we have any questions for Dr. Brown? You want to ask her questions about some of the things she has mentioned today on the call, or you just have you just want her to probably shed more light on some things she has talked about, clarifications? So you can just put that in the chat session or raise your hands and I would call you to mute. All right. So moving on, while we await the questions, we'll just move on to the next item on the list, which is the introduction to the Africa Digital Student Network proper. So let me share my slides. Let me know if you can see my slide. Okay, let me know if you can see my slides now.
Yeah, we can see your slide.
All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So once again, this is Africa Digital Student Network, and essentially we're trying to foster collaboration, innovation, and knowledge sharing amongst young students, young people in the field of digital health across the African continent. So one thing I would like us to know for a fact is that Africa has the fastest growing youngest population, across every continent. And by 2050, which is that would be 20 years time, 1 in 4 people on the planet would be an African. So that's a huge number. That is a lot of potential. That is like a force that's coming up in the next 20 years. So how then do we harness the power of young people, especially channeling into healthcare on the continent? So our mission is to actually empower the next generation of healthcare leaders with skills, knowledge needed to leverage technology for improving healthcare outcomes across Africa. As you can see that technology is rapidly evolving, and you can imagine what it will look like in the next 5 to 10 years. So the current young people now are like the young people at this moment. Give them next 10, 20 years, they will be the ones actually using this technology and being in the front line of healthcare, right? So how prepared are we for the future of healthcare in Africa? How prepared are we to leverage the power of young people to improve healthcare outcomes across the continent, seeing that we have the fastest growing youngest population in the world, right? So through networking events, educational initiatives, and projects, we actually aim to create a vibrant community of students who are passionate about driving positive change in healthcare. And I'm doing that through this Africa Digital Student Network. So you are wondering what is this network about? What does it entail? And every other questions that you have in mind. We have a Q&A session towards the end of today's launch event where we'll take in all your questions. So please just keep jotting them down and noting them somewhere. So essentially, what is a student network? So I'll just kind of break it down. What is a student network? So a student network is an organized group or association of students in an African university, right? Who have common interest in the intersection of digital technology and healthcare within the context of Africa. So it's just think of it like an association or a club on different university campuses, right? So we're bringing together students who have this common interest for them to form a sort of association. So that's what we call a digital health student network, right? So it's typically from students from various academic disciplines, medicine, computer science, engineering. So you can be thinking, oh, do I have to be a medical student to be a part of this network? No, you don't have to, because we believe digital health is multidisciplinary, right? It has different facets. So we welcome people. So far, you have that interest in digital health or healthcare innovation, you're actually welcome to collaborate, learn, and engage together in activities related to digital health. So what are our objectives? Firstly, we believe that young people should actually have a seat at the table, should be able to participate in matters that affect them, affect their healthcare, not just as consumers, but also as users and innovators of healthcare innovation. So we believe that people are saying we need more young people to be on the table to participate, but most times young people are not actually equipped with what they need to actually make that change while being on the table. So one of our objectives is education and skill development. We believe that supporting young people with skills in the area of digital health will empower them to not just sit at the table, but also make changes or influence change when they get to the table. Um, Other objectives include networking and collaboration because we believe we are building a workforce and we are building the next generation of healthcare influencers, innovators, policymakers. So right from here, within this Africa Digital Student Network, we want to build the next set of people who will be working at top organizations, who will be influencing decisions, making policies, working on cutting on technologies, advanced technologies, and all of those things. So we are so big on networking and collaboration amongst students, right? As well as research and innovation and advocacy and awareness. And we do this through these activities that you can see on the screen. One is the Digital Health Bootcamp. We did one last year, and I believe our ambassadors are on the call, and they were able to give us, testimonies about how that bootcamp went and how it has actually impacted them on their digital health journey, as well as webinars, conferences. Then this network is established. We have molded it in a way that each campus is going to have their own network. So if you are University of Lagos, you are University of Nairobi, you are in Ashesi University, there's a network for you to join if you're interested in digital health to foster that networking collaboration and to work on collaborative projects, as well as an online community, which I believe the majority of us are already part of that WhatsApp page, where you have all members of the Africa Digital Student Network across different universities. We also have mentorship programs for you. So I believe some of our mentors are also on the call today. We have mentors who have years of experience in digital health, AI in healthcare, data analysis, epidemiology, blockchain, what have you, different areas of digital health. So you're in good hands. Mentors are going to be walking you through this career path, holding your hands, guiding you, giving you, resources, materials, guidance on how to navigate the space. Because one thing about mentorship is that it limits the mistakes that you make. You make your own mistakes anyway, but you kind of just shorten that time because you have somebody you are relying on. You're on somebody's shoulder and learning from their experience, so you know what to avoid, strategies to use on your own career path. Then we are working on an AI and healthcare club in collaboration with Africa Canadian AI Consortium. would share more details as that unravel. So it's an AI. This AI in Healthcare Club will be in within each campus network where you can work hands-on on AI trainings, webinars, workshops, work on projects, as such, because we're not just trying to empower you to learn all these things as just mere knowledge. We're also trying to ensure you can use this knowledge for something tangible, and you can look back and say, while I was in Africa Digital Student Network, I was able to do this, this, this. These were the projects we were able to do, and this is how the project is adding value to my community or to my society. And our values include innovation. Of course, at the top of our value is innovation. We are so big on collaboration, education, inclusivity, and ethical conduct. We believe our students should, conduct themselves respectfully amongst themselves and, avoid any unethical behaviors. Okay, so getting started as a ADHS network member, what are the things you're expected to do? How does it work? You have so many questions in your mind, and I believe some of these slides can answer them. One is we expect you to go through the student handbook for guidance. We have Israel, please, you can share the link to the handbook if they don't have that. Review the student handbook, which has a lot of details about what's everything I'm going to mention here today. The student handbook has everything, even beyond what I'm going to say. Another thing we expect is that you connect with your fellow students on your campus, right? So we expect that you start making connections, you start introducing yourselves to one another, talk about what you do, what you're interested in, right? And make that connection. Second step is we expect you to host a physical initial meetup to know yourself beyond the virtual one that we're currently doing today. So across all our campuses, our networks, we want you to have an initial meetup where you see yourself, meet yourself, and get to know one another. What faculty are you from? What projects are you currently working on? How has your what progress have you made in digital health space? What opportunities do you have? I think physical meetings actually create more bonds and tighten it more than the virtual ones, right? Then, as well as, so when you have your physical initial meeting, we expect to discuss amongst yourself in your school that, okay, concerning University of Ghana, what are we going to do as a network? What activities are we interested in, and are we willing to set up, right? Because we have the support group from DHA will support you with all these activities that you're going to come up with on your campus. The third step would be establishing these networks in your institution. I know some of you probably need to register it as an association. We are working with the ambassadors to do that at the back end anyway. So that will be sorted as time goes on. Then you kick off your activities that you've planned during your initial physical meetups, right? And the step 4 is just to regularly update us about your progress, document your activities. If you need support from the ADHSN team, we are here to support you. Also participate in our programs as they come. So these are the current networks that we have across Africa: University of Rwanda, University of Ibadan in Nigeria, Unilag, University of Zambia, Ashesi University, Addis Ababa, Futa, and the rest of the schools. I think I would like our ambassadors to just introduce themselves very, very fast. If you're an ambassador of the call, you can please unmute, say your name and the school you represent, because your members are here, your student members are here, so they can just know, they can be familiar with you. Do we have Elizabeth on the call, Mustafa, Chidima, Zion, Favor?
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Chidima Musa. From Nigeria. I'm the Digital Health Ambassador for the University of Ibadan.
All right, thank you. Do we can just have 2 more persons and we move?
Okay.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
All right, please go ahead. Go ahead. Is that
Hello,
Sampa?
everyone.
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
My name is Bonnie Dushima, and I'm from Rwanda, and a medical student at University of Rwanda. And yes, I represent the University of Rwanda in this Africa Digital Health Student Network. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's have just one more person and we move to the mentors.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Sampasi Semwansa. I am final year student at the University of Zambia, and I am representing the University of Zambia, student ambassador.
Awesome. 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 Thank you, Sampa. On the call, we also have our mentors on the call with us today. So if you're a mentor on the call today, you can just unmute, quickly say hi, and tell us your field of experience. I think we just have like 2 to 3 mentors.
Hello, everyone. Hello, can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
My name is Peter Makwanya. I'm a lecturer at the Zimbabwe Open University for Communication Studies. My research interest lies in communication, climate science, and mental health issues,
All right.
including
Thank you.
SDGs.
All right.
Such an
Awesome.
interface. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have a professor who is into climate science, mental health. So you can see incredible ends for those of us interested in mental health, climate change, around healthcare. We have Professor in the house who will be mentoring us on that. Do we have another mentor on the call?
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is David Adino from Kenya. I am health system management specialist, and I'm very excited to be part of the digital health mentorship program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So for those of us interested in health information management, we have Peter from Kenya here who will be taking us through that. Can we have one more person? And we move.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I am Nurse Nemina Kamila Adamu from Kano State, Nigeria. I am a registered nurse, registered midwife, registered public health nurse, and have my Bachelor of Nursing Science degree. I am very glad to be part of this mentorship program. Thank you so much, Digital Health Africa.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. We're so happy to have you. So for those in nursing science, you have someone to take care of you. I hope we're so excited about this. Okay. I can see Anas. Yes, Noridin. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Nordin Bukhari. I'm a computer scientist and I'm the founder of Nitya Health, a data-driven preventative care platform that lowers the impact of chronic conditions at workplaces. We're located in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. Thank you.
Oh, all right. All the way from Canada. Thank you so much, Noridin, for being part of our mentorship program. And we hope to pair some of our student members with you to also learn about, what you do and gain, experience, industry experience from you. Thank you so much, Anas. Hi.
Hi, my name is Anas Divya, coming from Ghana, work with the Whole Teaching Hospital, a public health specialist, specialized in and new emerging diseases, epidemiology, public health administration leadership, and health information management. I'm happy to be part of this program, and I'm a mentor. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So guys, you can see the range of experience and industry experts that we have. I'm so excited about this. Thank you so much, Anas, all the way from Ghana. Hi, Ebenezer. Ebenezer, hi. Kugola, David, hi. I think after David would continue.
Hi.
David, you can introduce yourself, yes?
Yes, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Kugola David from Kisumu, Kenya. I'm a public health and community health specialist. Also, I'm a climate change action coach, food and agriculture. I'm also a gender, sexual health, reproductive rights coach to the young girls within Kisumu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you. Thank you for amazing things you're doing in Kisumu, Kenya. We're glad to have you on board. Useni,
Hello, everyone.
hello.
My name is Wedwa Husseini. I'm from Burkina Faso. I'm a physician specialized in health informatics and health information system. I'm now in specialization in artificial intelligence. I'm
Awesome.
a digital health advisor at Catholic Relief Services. Thank you, and I'm happy to join you for this
Thank you so
program.
much. Thank you, Useni. We're so happy to have you all the way from Burkina Faso. We hope to also, pair some network student members with you to learn about health information management and artificial intelligence, which is an emerging, technology rapidly evolving in the world. Okay, so I think we have a lot of mentors. I won't be able to go through everyone at the
Yeah.
moment.
Sorry, can you
Ebenezer,
hear me?
all right, yes, we can hear
Yeah.
you now.
Thank
There
you
we
very
are.
much. Sorry. Yeah,
All
the
right.
last time you called me, I couldn't unmute my phone.
No
That's why.
worries.
Sorry.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
thank
fine.
you. My name is Dr. Ebenezer. I am a medical doctor and I specialize in public health. And I specialize training on epidemiology, and I have a background in software engineering from the African Leadership Group by ALX. So I am very happy to join you as a mentor of the African Digital Health Students Network. So I
All right.
think we would have a nice journey. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. So that's Dr. Ebenezer, a software engineer and a physician. So I think that combination is really, really, really great for students who are interested in software engineering and who are also in the medical space. Hello, Shima. So I think I'll just take Shima and wrap up with the mentor's introduction. Thank you because of time.
Hello everyone, I'm Shima Giselle from Kigali, Rwanda. I'm a registered midwife and adolescent sexual and reproductive health expert from Health Development Initiative. And I'm here as the African Digital Health Student Network mentor. I hope to grow with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shima, all the way from Rwanda, Kigali. Thank you so much. We're happy to have you as our mentor. So just moving on with membership. So membership is actually open to any Africa student who is, so far you are interested in healthcare innovation, research, and digital health. You are welcome to be a part of the ADHSN. And you have all the rights, privileges to participate in our activities, network, access resources and information are needed for you to grow in this field. To maintain membership, you as a network member in your campus must actually attend at least 2 of your meetings per semester and at least participate in 1 project in a year, right? So we have what we call the Student Network Project Roadshow, because we believe all our students and networks should have a project to show at the end of the year. So we have a roadshow, which is an annual summit where each campus is going to come present what they've done in the year, a particular project they've done in the year. They will pitch and demo this project to us, and we're going to award the best campus exciting prizes, right? So we'll have the first one at towards the end of this year, giving you time to, as a campus network, to think about what community projects can you as a network work on, right? Then you present that, representing your campus during the roadshow towards the end of the year for exciting prizes. So we will be having this every year as an annual ADHSN roadshow. So as I've said, workshops for you, webinars for you. I hope you can still see my screen. We have hackathons you do, like hackathons, community projects, then shadow a leader. So shadow a leader is who attach you to some of these mentors so that you can see their day-to-day activity and gain industry experience from them, so that by the time you are done and at the end of the day you can look back and you gain tangible knowledge and also industry experience from the network. So I've talked about the DGSN project. Then you might be wondering, how do we establish a network? So for us to establish a network, interested students in different universities must apply as ambassadors. We would always need an ambassador in every school to actually kickstart this initiative, right? Because the ambassadors are the point of contact between DHA and the student network. And you know, your school can have up to 3 ambassadors representing the network for an academic year. So we are closed. The ambassador application is closed for now. So that means the ambassadors we have now represent the schools that ADHSN is currently running in now. Would open the ambassador program as time goes on, because we want to see if we are actually making impact, measure our impact, and see what values we're actually adding through the few schools that we have at this moment before we open to other schools. So these are the student ambassador class of 2024, representing I think about 8 to 9 universities at the moment. All right, I think I'm done with that presentation. So as I've mentioned, the next steps for you is to go through the handbook and our Notion website to actually gain a comprehensive understanding of the network, connect with your fellow students on the WhatsApp platform. At the end of this call, you will be moved to your individual network platform. So University of Ashesi University would have its own WhatsApp, and University of Zambia would have their own WhatsApp. University of Ibadan would have their own WhatsApp, like that. Your ambassadors will be in charge of that. You get the link at the end of this event. Prepare to collaborate and network. Prepare to attend boot camps and other programs upcoming. Start working on your physical meetup on campus. Then we have one major request from you. We need a social media team to run the student network social media pages. So if you are tech savvy, you are social media savvy, you want to hone your skills in managing social media platforms, creating content, designing, please do reach out to Israel, who is the head of project of DHA, and we'll set that up. So we need a social media team so that all the amazing things coming out from this network can be properly communicated to the public, and you know, we can showcase what you are doing across your different campus networks. Okay, at this moment we would take the panel discussion. So this panel discussion is just to ensure that we get the ambassadors talking. We've been working with the ambassadors since last year, right? They've participated in some of our programs, and you know, just to let you know that we are not here to sugarcoat, we're not here to just excite you or make you feel happy. We're here for serious business. We're here for impact. We're here to add value to the lives of young people, the next generation of healthcare innovators in Africa. So we have Bonuha, Sampa, Chidima, Favor. Hello guys, are you here with me on the call?
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, we're here.
Awesome. Awesome. Favor, Chidima, please.
Hi.
All right, awesome. So we've selected these ambassadors to just come share their experience, you know, about how they've worked with us since last year, right? And how they participated in the Digital Student Boot Camp last year, so that you don't think that we are all just, you know, telling you sweet things. We're not here to bamboozle anybody or to tell you what we cannot do, right? We are so passionate about this, and we've started since last year. So they're just here to tell us, you know, their experience. So hello guys. So again, you tell me your name, the school you're representing, then you tell me why you're interested in digital health or health innovation. So I'll just take it one after the other. Let me start from Sampa. Hello, Sampa. Sampa, can you hear me?
Oh yes, sorry, I think I forgot to unmute.
All right, awesome. So just tell us your name again, school you're representing, and why you're interested in health innovation.
Okay. My name is Sampasi Semwansa. I am a seventh year medical student at the University of Zambia and ambassador for the University of Zambia.
Awesome.
Why am I interested in digital health?
Yeah.
I am a futurist and I believe the health and technology at large is the future. So I'm inspired by its transformative and I know technology holds the power to revolutionize the delivery of healthcare, especially in my country, Zambia, where healthcare is getting more and more expensive. I believe we can make our healthcare system more efficient. And being a doctor in training, I understand just how beneficial it is to me and as a health professional as well as patient. So overall, my interest in health innovation and digital health stems from a very genuine desire to make meaningful impact on healthcare delivery and um, in my country and globally. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Sampa. So Favor, hi Favor, can you hear me? So if Favor is not there, Chidima, over to you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name
Yeah,
is
I can.
Chidima. I'm a medicine and surgery student of the University of Ibadan. I'm the digital health ambassador for the University of Ibadan. The reason why I really like digital health is because it makes health processes fun and easier, basically. That's the basic reason why I really like digital health.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So I'll go to Doshimi Mana. Are you there?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. So yeah, I can hear you. You participated in the boot camp last year. So can you just describe your experience, very very concisely? How was your experience during the digital excellence boot camp last year?
Yeah, yes, I have completed the Africa Digital Student Network Bootcamp 2023. So quickly talking about my experience, in one way, it has been a wonderful experience. Like as a person who is interested in digital health but was novice at the time, the camp has helped me to really dive and get to know like what digital health really is. So many people think that digital health is simply the use of technology in healthcare, but they realize that the concept is broader than that. So I came to know that there are a lot of opportunities in the field, which as a young person I needed to throw them. And again, as a young person in the field, I also got many connections which I need for my personal development. And at the end of the bootcamp, the hackathon, which was held in the last phase of the bootcamp, was particularly exciting as the participants collaborated to brainstorm, generate solutions for healthcare challenges that are across the continent, which but at the end of the bootcamp has received the feedback from experts talking about their project, how they can refine them, how they can make it better. So something like that. I can't forget also to mention that there were different money prizes for the best project, which are really exciting. Yeah. So
All
in
right.
one way, the bootcamp was super awesome.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me hear from Sampa. How was your digital excellence bootcamp experience? Then we'll go to Chidima and we'll wrap up.
All right. My experience with the digital health bootcamp very enriching. I got to interact with like-minded people, and the highlight was the digital health community challenge. How we got to work together. It was quite challenging, but the fact that we were able to get past all those hurdles. And just to make mention, we were the winners. I was on the winning team, and it was very exciting. It actually gave me the confidence to say, "Oh, I'm actually seen, and my ideas can actually make a difference out there. And so it's very encouraging. And the fact that I got introduced to more concepts of digital health, because earlier on I would read on my own and I thought, oh, maybe I may be close to knowing it all. But when I got to the boot camp, I realized it's actually way better than I thought. It actually got intimidating, but I'm glad I was able to delve deeper into certain
All right.
concepts, and yeah, it helped me kickstart my career there.
Thank you so much. Over to you, Chidima. Hello, Chidima.
The boot camp, I'm so sorry, I think I was muted. Boot camp was a really nice time. I learned a lot. A lot of things that I didn't even think that were necessary to learn in the digital health space. I realized that even the smallest things are very important in digital health, regardless of if you think they're important or not, because in the grand picture, in the big picture, these things are very important.
All right, thank you so much. And I think that wraps up panel discussion from our ambassadors. Thank you, Chidima. Thank you, Sampa. Thank you, Bonhua, for sharing your experience and encouraging others. But I think before you go, you can just, just what advice will you give to the student network members, seeing that you have experienced some things from our end? So, what advice will you give your other members who are just joining this network?
My advice is that stay engaged, be curious, be proactive, and above all, have fun. It shouldn't feel like work. Enjoy the journey.
Awesome. Thank you, Sampa. Chidima.
Exactly what Sampa said. In everything that you do in the digital health student network, always have fun. There are fun people in the list. The ambassadors are fun. Your student network members are fun. Digital health itself is fun. It's not meant to be stressful. It's meant to make life easier for you. It's meant to make life easy and more fun. So always have fun and learn a lot. Every opportunity that you're given, learn. Not just learning digital health processes, but also learn other life skills, like join different subcommittees to strengthen your skills in different things. You might not know that thing you're doing, maybe like what would give you the recommendation to work in a digital health company under what you were doing, because what you were doing was really nice. I mean, Digital Health Africa has a lot, like the network is very wide in different companies and has worked in different companies. So whatever task you're given, I feel like you should do it very well.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So as we heard from our ambassadors, we have fun and we also learn. So please try to engage our activities. Make yourself available, honestly, because if you don't make yourself available, you'd probably feel like, okay, you're not gaining anything, right? So make yourself available for the webinars, for the workshops, for the conferences, interact with your ambassadors. If you need access to resources, materials, you have mentors all around who are willing to support you and guide you. So please make good use of this network and this opportunity as it comes. So we won't be able to take the breakout session now because of time. So I know we have some questions. If you have questions, please, this is the right moment to actually bring that up. You can raise your hands or put that in the chat session. Do you have questions around what Student Network is about, programs, activities? So if you have questions around this, please put that in the chat session and we'll answer to the best of our ability. Okay, Anas.
Yeah, good afternoon once again.
Hi,
And thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. I wanted to find out or give a suggestion that whether as an entity, do you have a mechanism or a future plan or future mechanism whereby you begin to look at some of the low points or some of the negativity that technology has also created or be impactful onto the human populace. For instance, if we look at we that find ourselves in the African region, I will give you a typical example that there is a technological equipment that manage dialysis or manage dialysis patients. But this management of dialysis patients is a little bit costly or expensive. So it means if you have money, then you can afford that, what we call it, cure. But if you don't have money, that means you cannot. And that is an ethical issue and a human rights issue too. Because some of us as a mentor, we are going to be looking at barriers between technology and health. Those are some of the things we are going to impact the student on. I want to find out whether if you are thinking about this sort of negative aspect of the technology as well, although the positive aspect overwhelm the negative. So what do we do in future so that we can limit this sort of ethical issues and human rights issues that encompass with technology? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. So I believe that there is nothing that is good that doesn't have its other side. There are pros and cons to everything in life, right? So essentially is to put in strategies to ensure that the benefit outweighs the negativity. There are some things that we can't control, right? Or we can put in structures and strategies to curtail it as much as possible. So I believe during conversations when you are mentoring students or when they're interacting with you, these are things you can also chip in to say, in as much as technology is doing this, making this potential, making this impact, there are also the negative side of it. That's where policy comes in. That's where ethical considerations comes in. That's where I would call it laws and regulation comes in, right? So that these things don't get out of hand. So of course, you can chip all of these things into your conversations as you mentor the students so that they can see both sides and see how they can also position themselves to be ethically, I would call it oriented towards digital health solutions or technologies. Thank you so much. I think there is a question on the chat session asking if there is a representative of Cape Coast, Ghana. At the moment, no, we don't have, but if you'd like to be a representative, a student ambassador for us, you can please just reach out to us via email and we'll let you know what processes to take. What activities take place during the boot camp? So during the boot camp, last year we had an eight weeks intensive boot camp. So what usually takes place is series of technical workshops. So for 8 weeks, for 4 weeks, we're mentoring the students around digital health, data analytics, AI, blockchain, genomics, and personalized medicine. We introduce them to all these concepts. Then the last 4 weeks, they entered into the Community Health Innovation Challenge, where they were able to leverage the knowledge they've gained from the previous 4 weeks to create solutions to identified problems in their community, right? So typically, a boot camp would have the technical workshops, the Community Health Innovation Challenge. They'll be awarded prizes for the top performance, right? The boot camp is usually online. Yeah, it's usually online. Yeah. So those are the two things that take place during the bootcamp, the technical workshops and the Community Health Innovation Challenge. We also have case studies. We demoed case studies. We got some startup companies to come demo their products about AI to the students. Right. So that's what happened during the bootcamp last year. And we're already planning for this year's bootcamp. Do we have any other questions? Requirement to be an ambassador. Okay, so typically you have to just be you have to be at least a penultimate student in your school, not a final year student. You have to be like semi-finals or like 300 level in your school. Then you apply and would select and let you know if your application is successful. Do we have any other questions? All right. I think we've come to the end of this network launch. We have subsequent meetings. We'll have subsequent meetings after this. This is just to give you a brief and general overview of what Africa Digital Student Network is about. And at the moment, we have over 300 students currently onboarded into this network across at about 9 to 8 universities in Africa. So firstly, we can start the
applications like the Telefarmer.
we can start the mentorship program very soon. More details will be shared to both the mentors and the students alike. So thank you everyone for making our time to join us today to just launch this network. We hope that this network would be at the forefront of generating or breeding the next generation of healthcare innovators in Africa, and that in the next 5 years we can point back to this network and say, oh, so person came out from this network. Now they are doing well in this field. They are innovating in this space. They are now policymakers in this organization. They are now entrepreneurs. They are now employees. So this is the dream for us that, from this network, young people, undergraduate across Africa would embrace careers in digital health, I get that guidance and, a momentum to successfully navigate the career path. So thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful on behalf of Digital Ed Africa and the Africa Digital Student Network team. We say thank you so much for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.